Have you ever wondered if eating certain vegetables could help you defeat diabetes? Unfortunately, it is not that simple. While vegetables are generally great for your health, not all of them are ideal for people with diabetes. In fact, eating the wrong ones could lead to some surprising consequences. Today, I will explore the top 5 vegetables that people with diabetes should avoid. But before we dive in, a quick reminder: all the information in this discussion are for educational purposes only. It's always best to consult with your doctor before making changes to your diet, especially if you are considering any of the vegetables on this list. So let's talk about potatoes and diabetes. They can be a bit tricky. Potatoes are often seen as less ideal for people managing diabetes, mostly because of their carbohydrate content and how they affect blood sugar levels. Potatoes tend to have a higher glycemic index. This means they can cause your blood sugar to spike quickly. For example, baked russet potatoes can have a glycemic index as high as 111, while boiled white potatoes range between 80 and 85. This happens because the carbs in potatoes break down quickly into glucose once eaten. Because it's starchy veggie, potatoes pack a lot of carbs, around 20 grams or more per serving, depending on how they are prepared. For someone with diabetes, that can be a concern, especially if the portion size is large or if the meal lacks other nutrients to balance it out. Now, how you cook potatoes matters. Boiled or baked potatoes have a higher glycemic index, while frying them adds extra fat and calories, making things worse. Interestingly, letting cooked potatoes cool increases their resistance starch, which could lower their glycemic index, but that's not always practical for every meal. When eating potatoes, keep your portions in check because eating large amounts of potatoes can lead to excessive carb intake, which can spike your blood sugar. So pair your potatoes with proteins and fiber-rich foods to stabilize blood sugar levels. Some studies suggest that eating potatoes regularly might increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. For instance, having 3 servings of boiled potatoes or baked potatoes per week could raise the risk by about 4%. This highlights the importance of moderation and mindful eating. So while potatoes aren't entirely off the limits, they do require some extra thought when it comes to portion sizes, preparation, and how they fit into your meal. Number 2 on the list is sweet corn. Sweet corn can be a tasty addition to meal, but its effect on blood sugar can make it a debatable choice for those managing diabetes. Sweet corn has a fair amount of carbs, about 17 grams in a medium ear. This can contribute to blood sugar spikes, especially if you eat a lot of it. And don't pair it with other low-carb, blood sugar-friendly foods. It has a glycemic index of around 52, so it's considered a medium glycemic food. This means that it doesn't spike blood sugar as quickly as high glycemic index food, but it can still cause a rise, especially if eaten in large quantity. The glycemic load, which considers both portion size and glycemic index, is about 15 for sweet corn. That means it has a moderate effect on blood sugar overall, but if you overdo it, the carb load can add up and impact glucose levels. However, how you prepare sweet corn makes a difference. Processed corn products like cornflakes or sweetened corn dishes usually have a higher glycemic impact compared to fresh whole sweet corn. Cooking methods with added fats or sugars can also increase its effect on blood sugar. Everyone's body reacts differently. Some people with diabetes might find sweet corn manageable in small portions and when paired with protein or fiber-rich foods, while others might notice a more significant blood sugar spike. Keeping an eye on how your body responds and adjusting your intake is key. Sweet corn is not entirely off the table. It's more about moderation, portion control, and balance. If you enjoy it, just be mindful of how much you are eating and what's on your plate. Number 3, carrots. Carrots are often seen as a great choice for people with diabetes thanks to their low glycemic index and high fiber content. However, there are a few things to keep in mind to make sure they are a smart addition to your diet. Carrots usually have a low glycemic index ranging from 16 to 41, but this can change based on factors like how ripe they are or how they are prepared. Carrots cooked, for example, can have a higher glycemic index than raw ones, which means they might raise blood sugar a bit faster if you eat a lot at once. Even though carrots are low on the glycemic index scale, eating in a large portion can still add up carbs. For some people, this can lead to higher blood sugar levels, so be mindful of the portion you eat. Too much of a good thing can still overwhelm your body's ability to manage glucose. The way you also prepare carrots can affect their impact on blood sugar. Boiling or roasting may raise their glycemic index, whilst eating them raw or slightly steaming them keeps them lower. So if blood sugar control is your goal, consider how you are cooking them. Carrots might be fine for some people with diabetes. Others might notice a bigger effect on their blood sugar. They are also packed with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, but it's important to keep variety in your diet. Eating one type of vegetables, even a healthy one like carrots, could mean you miss out on other essential nutrients. So they can be a healthy, diabetes-friendly choice. But like with most things, balance and portion control are key. Pay attention to how they affect your blood sugar and enjoy them as part of a diverse, well-rounded diet. Number 4, parsnips. Let's talk about parsnips and diabetes. They are nutritious but might not always be the best choice for people managing blood sugar. Parsnips have a glycemic index that can range from 52 to as high as 97, depending on how they are prepared. Foods with a higher glycemic index can cause spikes in blood sugar, so they are something to approach with caution if you are managing diabetes. A 100-gram serving of parsnips contain about 18 grams of carbs, including 4.8 grams of natural sugars. While they also provide fiber, the overall carb load can still affect your blood sugar, especially if you are eating a large portion. How you cook parsnips can also change how they impact your blood sugar. Boiling or frying them, for example, can increase their glycemic index, meaning your body might absorb their sugars more quickly. Choosing low glycemic index preparations can help, and because of their carb content and glycemic index, it's important to keep portion in check. Eating too many parsnips at once can lead to a blood sugar spike. Pairing them with protein or healthy fats can help balance their effect on your blood sugar. Some people may find parsnips manageable in moderation, while others may notice a bigger impact on their blood sugar. Tracking your own response is the best way to know what works for you. So while parsnips aren't off limits, they are a food to enjoy mindfully. Keep portions reasonable, pay attention to preparation, and balance them with other nutrients to keep your blood sugar steady. And finally, at number 5 are beets. Beets, they are often praised for their health benefits. If you are managing diabetes, there are a few things to consider. Beets are naturally sweet because they contain sucrose, which can raise blood sugar levels if you eat them in large amounts. Even though they have a low glycemic index, their sugar content can still cause spikes, especially if you don't pair them with low carb foods. 100-gram serving of beets has around 13 to 17 grams of carbohydrates. For people watching their carbs intake, this can add up quickly, especially if other carb-rich foods are part of the same meal. Some people might experience bloating or diarrhea after eating beets, especially in large portions. If you already have a sensitive stomach, something that can be common with diabetes, this might be worth keeping an eye on. Beets are high in oxalates, which can increase the risk of kidney stones in people who are prone to them. Since kidney issues are a common complication of diabetes, this is something to consider if you have had kidney stones before or are at risk. If you are taking blood thinners, be aware that beets can interact with your medications. It's always a good idea to check with your doctor before adding a lot of beets to your diet. How beets affect blood sugar can vary from person to person. Some people might tolerate them well and enjoy their benefits, while others might notice a bigger impact on glucose levels. Keeping track of how your body reacts is the best way to know if they are right for you. So beets can still be part of a diabetes-friendly diet, but it's all about balance, portion control, and understanding how they affect your unique needs. Thanks for watching. If you found this information valuable, kindly like the video and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in my next video.